Hey everyone, Anna here. I'm out here in nature in this beautiful place on a hot, hot day. If you're anywhere on the West Coast, then it's probably going to be even hotter for you today. I'm definitely not used to this kind of weather here, but it's just so beautiful and I absolutely wanted to spend some time outside today. It's really the best place to be right now. And I've been feeling inspired to come back with more videos for quite some time now, and this is the first one that I felt called to record for you today. And so this is one that's been on my mind for quite some time. I really wanted to do kind of a recap, and this is going to be a short one, of my journey with my business over the past 2.5 years or so. And I mean, there's so much to share, but today I want to keep it fairly short. I kind of wanted to give you the three main things that I did to break free from a time of being really stuck and kind of feeling like I was failing in my business and nothing was really moving. And basically what I did to break free from that time and quantum leap back into a time of growth and expansion and thriving. And my business has just grown so much in the past 2 years and 2 years and a little bit. And where I'm at today couldn't be any more different from where I was at a little more than 2 years ago. And so this is for you, if you resonate with any of what I share today, really. But if you are currently in a place in your business where things are not going well, you're feeling stuck, and maybe you're in a financial crisis, or you just want to invite more effortless abundance into your business in general, then you're going to find some nuggets in here as well. So I've basically gone from struggling to keep my coaching business going back then and just feeling really misaligned and not feeling the passion and not feeling the joy in any of what I was doing, whether it was the work that I thought I wanted to do with my clients or the marketing or anything. It's just not moving. And I got to the point where I needed to do something because financially it wasn't looking good. And that was actually the first time ever in my life where I was almost broke, and I'd never experienced that before, and I've never experienced it since. So it was a new experience for me, but also one that has taught me so much. And I've really gone from that place to rapid, effortless expansion once I really embarked on this new journey. And nowadays, and it's been that way for quite some time already, I'm basically attracting clients on autopilot most of the time. I do hardly any marketing, or have done hardly any marketing in the past year or more. And so what this means for me specifically is I get a lot of clients through search engines, through my website, through my blog, then referrals also, and repeat business. A lot of my clients come back for more as well. So this is what this looks like for me, but it feels a lot like manifesting opportunities and clients and money and abundance in magical ways, and just feeling really supported and trusting so much more that I am supported on this journey. And yeah, there's a mosquito here. And so there are three things that I did to make this possible. And there are probably more that I could share, and there have been other times when maybe I applied different things that also had similar effects. But this time, the three main things that made the biggest difference were, okay, first of all, I needed to get support. And that was something that was really hard for me to admit to myself at first, and also to trust, because I'm one of those people who are used to always, doing everything on my own and being a high achiever for most of my life, especially before I embarked on this new adventure, like probably about 9 years ago. But I've experienced so much, but getting support was the first thing that I needed to do when I realized that I was just so stuck. I did not know what to do to free myself from this situation that I had gotten myself into. And it's not that I hadn't reached out for support before. I had actually hired quite a few different coaches, and some of them were awesome to work with. And yeah, in some cases, I just wasn't really listening to my inner knowing or my inner guidance, and I hired someone who was not the right fit for me. So, but that was really a reflection of me not trusting that, there was somebody, or that I could actually ask for support and receive the kind of support that I needed and really feel safe doing that. So I got a different kind of support. Also, some of it was coaching, but it was not online. It was not in the coaching world that a lot of us know. I got support locally, and it was just so magical what happened. It was actually not a lot. I just had maybe a couple sessions and then a couple workshops that I attended. And especially those workshops, it was just such a magical experience, because guess what? The person who facilitated those workshops, even though he was sponsored, by the government or a local organization, the work that he was doing on the side was actually very similar to my own background. So he also did, spiritual work and, with the law of attraction and helping people manifest their best life, that kind of thing. So I thought that was kind of funny. And so a lot of the tools that I got were just exactly what I needed, not just the practical tools to help me get back in touch with my strengths and my desires and my passions. That was a lot of what actually happened there, but also, kind of what I needed to get out of my head and get back into my flow and just be open to all the possibilities and not try to, figure things out so much. But what really happened was, once I reached out for support, I think immediately it was just a way for me to tell the universe that I was ready to receive that kind of support. And it just helped me let go of a lot of that anxiety and worry that was keeping me stuck in that kind of energy where I was not able to really move forward or get inspired in any productive way. So that was the first thing I did. Then the second thing was I surrendered completely everything that was not working. So I surrendered my business entirely. I stopped trying so hard to make it work. I just let it go. And as a result of that, and me just asking the questions, well, what should I be doing instead, but not trying to figure it out as much as just letting it come to me, then a new direction opened up very naturally and quickly. So opportunities actually started coming my way. I didn't even really have to, go out there and make it happen. So after a while, I did. I do remember, sharing that post once I had that clarity through the opportunities that had already come in. So I knew that I wanted to do something more creative, and that was just something that was calling me at the time. And so since then, I've been mostly designing oracle card decks for my clients, and that has evolved too. So basically giving my clients everything they need to turn their idea into a finished physical product, and then setting up the whole distribution and publishing all those pieces as well. So yeah, that has definitely evolved in the past 2 years, and it's been a very exciting, magical journey. But I just remember that day when I put out that message on Facebook that post where I just shared, okay, I'm available for creative services. And I had a few things that I was offering, but that was just the offer that immediately spoke to so many of my people. And I had like so many sales calls right away. And shortly after, I had my first client, and then more followed. And so the first year was still a little bit rocky at times, even though I was pretty much fully booked, but I was definitely still working through some of my inner blockages around receiving and really feeling safe. And so there were, some hiccups and times when just things were blocked, even though, I had the work. And the next big shift then happened when I also got out of a relationship that I had known, or deep down I had seen it coming, that I needed to let go of, that just didn't have any life left in it anymore. And so I was also looking for that same, maybe freedom is not the right word, but just the passion was not there. I was just ready for something deeper, for a new experience and a radical change in this area of my life, and just opening myself to new abundance and passion and joy and excitement, and all those beautiful things in the relationship area too. And that has been a journey. I'm still definitely going through an interesting process, but there has been so much healing and a lot of movement, and that is something I will probably share in another video in more detail. But that was maybe even the biggest thing, the biggest shift that I experienced after initially choosing a new direction in my business when I got out of that relationship. Ever since then, all of my financial issues have pretty much been resolved for good. I started expanding so quickly. It was just something that was draining my energy so much. I guess the process of trying to figure out what to do, and the inner conflict, and then just being in a situation that was draining my soul, and I was not really living my authentic truth and not allowing myself to embrace the passion that I wanted and that I knew was available to me in my life and that I wanted to expand into. So ever since then, things have changed so quickly in my business, and I've been in a totally different place and just feeling so much more open energetically, much more open to receiving. And I mean, my life has changed dramatically as a whole since then. I've also moved to Vancouver Island. That happened a little more than a year ago. And actually ever since then, I mean, everything has been so different. So I don't want to go into the relationship stuff too much. There's definitely a lot more that I could say here. I also want to say maybe one more thing, that I don't regret ever being in that relationship. And, it was not a dramatic breakup or anything. It was just the kind of situation where we needed to continue moving forward in different directions. So that was part 2. And then the third thing that I did, and that I started doing, that I had been working on for quite some time, but I think that I started doing more consciously and on a more regular basis, and I just started taking it more seriously, was really reprogramming my mind for that effortless flow and flow of abundance. And I had received a series of affirmations. I think it was 10 affirmations for daily cash flow. That was the title back then. I think back in 2017, those had come through for me, and that was also in a time when I was going through rapid growth and expansion, and I experienced quite a lot of magic and miracles right around the time and after I channeled those affirmations. But then in 2019, I think around the time I embarked on this new journey in my business, I channeled a whole extended list of affirmations. And I mean, it was pages and pages, really. And then I recorded them, and then I edited them nicely with background music and like really good quality audio. And so I started listening to them every single day or every single night before going to bed. And I had also listened to other affirmations and guided hypnosis recordings on Spotify that were also really helpful. But I definitely saw the shift very rapidly and pretty much exactly what I had intended and what I had envisioned when I channeled those affirmations and when I recorded them. And pretty much all of that has manifested like so physically and so tangibly in my business and my life since then. So that has been amazing. And that's actually a product that I now have on my website too, if you want to go check it out. It's currently still available at the introductory price. It's valued at $111, but I currently have it at $27. So if that is something you feel you might be interested in, definitely go and have a look. I highly, highly recommend it. I have also received really amazing feedback from the people who have downloaded it since I made it available online. So go check it out. And so what more could I say about working with affirmations? I think that's probably the best way that I've found. I mean, after all those years of trying out so many different ways of reprogramming and, probably some other techniques too. But in terms of affirmations, this is what works best for me. Just listening to them before I go to bed or while I'm already sleeping. So I just put them on really low volume and I just keep listening. I put them on a loop, and it's been really, really amazing. And I don't really listen to them very often anymore, especially in the past year. I haven't really needed to, but whenever I get to a point where maybe, there is a change that needs to happen, or maybe I feel a little bit stuck just for a few days. It hasn't really happened a lot because I've just been so busy and pretty much fully booked for the past year. So in more recent times, I've actually had to work on the opposite, just bringing more balance back into my life and getting out of burnout a little bit. But yeah, so I listen to them, and usually within a day or two, something happens, an opportunity shows up, and I'm back in my flow. And it's just a way for me to also kind of hand over things to a higher power and just let go of the worries and just be totally open. And then I just know that whatever comes my way, and if it feels good, then I can trust it. And I see it as a sign from the universe and from spirit, and things start flowing again. So those are the 3 things that I wanted to share with you today. And even though I intended for this to be a short video, I see I've been talking for over 20 minutes. So I do hope this was helpful for you. And again, go check out the links in the description. I'll include the link to the audio recording and also my other websites where you can get in touch with me. And if you're feeling called to work with me in any other way. And yeah, lots more coming very soon. And that is it for today, though. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll be back with more very soon.